Hello everyone. Today I will bring an American horror film, Sadistic Intentions. Please watch the movie with us. Chloe is a college graduate who has been smoking for several years. That day, Chloe received a call from a man calling. He's Kevin, who has sold opium to her several times. Kevin said he has a friend who brought several hundred grams of drugs, but the police arrested the other person, so now he wants to sell it at a meager price. Chloe only needs to pay a few $100s to get them. At first, Chloe disagrees because she worries that he is a police trap to arrest her. But he speaks honestly, said he could trade at his home in Desson Manor. Chloe heard about Desson Manor when she was convinced. It was a rich, famous place. Kevin could not be despised. After the two had agreed on the time, Chloe drove off. At the same time, Stu also received a call from his friend, asking to go to Desson Manor to discuss making music. They were close friends, forming a rock band called Pathological Annihilators. After a while talking with Kevin, Stu immediately took the car to Desson Manor. Desson Manor at night looks very nice. The whole villa is magnificent, brightly lit, but there is no one in the big house. Stu is also very enjoyable, calling Kevin. Kevin said he is temporarily working. He will be back in half an hour. He said that Stu just spontaneously drank and walked around. Just turning off the phone, Chloe also ran over here. She greets Stu, take off her shoes and walks inside. From the outside, Stu looks rough, but on the inside is actually very shy. They chatted for a while, a little uncomfortable. Chloe called Kevin and he said he was coming. The two of them keep sitting across from each other talking when Kevin called, said opium prepared in the dining room is to deliver to Chloe. With that, Chloe was immediately happy, actively looking for a topic to talk to Stu. She was very excited to know he was in the rock group. This surprised Stu. He confided in his original compositions and musical ideas. He even sang the song the group just composed, which awkward Chloe. She has absolutely no interest in rock, just wants to find a topic to talk about. Stu dragged her outside to scream, too, and he said learning to scream was the first step to be able to play rock music. Chloe was truly defeated by his innocence. Stu also carries a notebook to write down his sudden inspiration and lyrics. Chloe glances over to see Stu recording herself taking off her shoes, walking barefoot into the door, feeling that he was a little cute too. Both of them had absolutely no sense that time had passed. After Chloe finishes smoking, she goes to the kitchen to pick up again. When she passes through the hall, something is not right. In the middle of the hallway, there is a picture of a family of 4 that belonged to the owner of the house. Chloe watches it for a moment. On the other side, Stu finishes his wine, ran to his room to pick up his clothes, unintentionally looked out the window, found something floating in the outdoor swimming pool. Stu curiously walked over, seeing 4 heads floating in the pool. Stu was frightened. Chloe hears movement, so she runs over and screams at this scene. The 4 heads in the swimming pool are the 4 people in the picture in the hall. They both don't understand what's going on. Chloe sees a few papers scattered on the ground, so she picks it up. It is Stu's lyrics book. The content written on it is actually the murder plan, how to execute it and how to behead the 4 heads, and then use those 4 heads to complete for rock celebrations. Are this the legendary Pathological Annihilators? Chloe looks at Stu in the pool, immediately thinking that he is a perverted killer. Stu desperately explained his innocence. At the same time, Kevin enters from the outside. Stu scolds loudly, saying he is a crazy man. Why did he do that? Kevin said, for many years, but no one recognized their rock music. Everyone feel that what they did was childish, even mocking their name as Cookie Annihilators. So his goal is to target the drug trafficking family, also the true owner of Desson Manor. He sneaks in, kills their whole family, finds Chloe's name from the information book, and wants to kill her to complete the rock greeting. Kevin told Stu, "Isn't this a dream you are passionate about?" Stu burst out angrily, fighting him. Chloe takes that opportunity to immediately dash out of the manor, run into the main street, wanting to block some car to escape. Now, Stu drove over, making Chloe believe that he didn't know anything about Kevin's behavior, that he slandered him. Just as Chloe was hesitant to believe him or not, another car was chased. Stu said, "Get in the car, Kevin is chasing." Chloe quickly got into the car. Unexpectedly, just getting in the car, a pair of hands reaching out from behind Chloe made her pass out. When she opened her eyes again, she found her hands were tied, her mouth and ears were covered. Then, Kevin and Stu began to perform the latest rock song they composed for Chloe to listen to. Chloe heard that then felt terrible. This makes 2 people very angry. Kevin supposed that because Stu wrote her feet in the notebook meant the sacrifice still lacked a pair of her legs. Only offering these feet can the work be sublimated. Stu stopped Kevin, said he wanted to do his own thing, went upstairs to find the electric iron. He said that after cutting off her legs, the electric iron could be used to stop the bleeding, preventing her from dying from losing too much blood. They must slowly torture Chloe. Kevin rushed to find things. Stu embraced Chloe, beginning to confess affectionately. Said he had no other choice before, but now that he meets her, he decides to be a good person. He feels very close to Chloe, wants her to be his girlfriend, so he secretly hides her in the closet. When Kevin turns around but does not see them, he ran to the pool, looks around, when Stu suddenly appeared, stabbing him to death. Because of a woman, he stabbed his brother twice. Stu embraced Chloe and danced softly. Unexpectedly she takes out the pen that Stu used to compose, stabbed Stu's neck and shouted at him that she completely disliked this crap rock music, it was just a pile of trash. At last, Stu fell, dying in a pool of blood. That is the end of the movie. After watching this movie, what do you think?